Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, hey, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, hey, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, hey, Ravens. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though. Here we go. Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is your host, Jermaine Lockett, just saying, hey, thanks for coming through. And those of you who are new, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. And what I mean by going down is just, we post all types of crazy times. I could be posting midday. I could be posting early in the morning, late at night. Sometimes I try to keep it consistent with the Monday and Wednesdays, but, things happen with family and stuff. But if you got the bell, you got the Noti bell, if you're part of the Noti gang, especially for those of you in the comments, go ahead and comment Noti gang if you actually have that bell subscribed. And if you smack the bell, go ahead and put Noti gang in there. I appreciate it. Just show that loyalty, folks, because if you subscribed and you ain't smacked that bell, then how you going to get all the updates? That means you only halfway subscribed. Anywho, I'll get off my podium here. Welcome to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is where it goes down, folks. This is where we have a good time. This is where we sit back and kick it, talk some trash, and just have some fun. This is the new setup for those of y'all who are normal show attenders. Look, I figured if it's the Couch Rider Report or this is the Couch Rider Raven, I need to be on the couch, baby. Maybe I'm not dressed like I would normally dress. Maybe I'm not as relaxed as normal, but I need to be on the couch. I needed to change the setup to show that I am your Couch Rider Raven. And this is a Ravens-like studio. As you can see above my head, I got Justin Tucker hanging out. Tuck-O-Matic. Let's see who we got in the room. Delicious is the first one here, man. Yo, what is good, man? Hey, it's three of us in the room, so just shout out to you three who got here. There's a Facebook user. Let's see here. He says, when I am invited, this is Big Lou, my brother. Okay, well, good to see you, Big Lou, brother. Just make sure you hop onto the YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Look up the Couch Rider Raven so we can get you here on a regular basis, man. I appreciate you coming through on Facebook as well. And all my Facebook people, much love, much love. All right, so being that y'all are here first, I'm going to give you a preview of something. I'm going to give you a chance to see something that other people, they're probably going to see a little bit later on, and they might see up in the right-hand corner. But this is the new Couch Rider Raven logo. This will be on our t-shirts. This will be on our hats. This will be on sweatshirts, all this stuff like that. And I'll give you opportunities about it later, but we got to make sure we set those things up the right way. This is the new logo for those of y'all loyal enough to get in here fast enough. This is what it looks like. Let me take myself off the screen right quick so you can see this. So I hope y'all like that little preview there. That's just something that I got tired of looking at the old logo. So the logo from the past was to cover all NFL teams, and I just had to quit kidding myself. This is what we do. This is what we love. We love Ravens Nation. We love the flock. This is where I will stick around. Sure, there's other YouTube channels that are going to pop up along the way with everybody discussing their opinions, but nobody's more loyal than me to my flock, folks. Other than Eaton Raven, of course. There's also some pretty awesome guys out there like the Lunch Break Hot Take, Sit to Tally, all those other folks that you'll enjoy their channels as well. But I really do enjoy talking about the Ravens, nothing but the Ravens. All right. So who else we got here? So it's another Facebook user as a comment, or maybe it's the same one. It says, so tell me at the end of the day, do you think Lamar Jackson will be here? Yep. I ain't taking this thing off my wall. Hold on. Let me show you what I'm talking about, man. It's you got to excuse your room a little bit messy here, but going up and around just for a second. Yeah, that's not coming off the wall. That is not coming off the wall at all, man. Go back down here. Yeah, the reason that's not coming up off the wall is because Lamar's not going anywhere. Ravens Nation was very, I mean, we saw it. We saw it today. We saw that Eric DeCosta and Harbaugh on a united front of saying, hey, this guy ain't going nowhere. They like him. They love him. They've been talking to the guy. And I'm going to tell you something else that they said as well. DeCosta and Lamar signed an agreement that they would not out the open discussion or out the closed discussions that they had behind closed doors about their contract. They both signed an agreement saying that they wouldn't. So anybody talking about camp and guaranteed money versus non-guaranteed money, all this other crap, it's all cap. It's all cap. Don't believe any of these reporters out there because of the fact that they don't have anything to go off of. So they're going to spread lies until Lamar gets emotional and end up spreading something. But he signed an agreement, so he couldn't do it anyway. So we're kind of sitting there. He's got to sit there with his hands tied as all the media goes off and says what he isn't going to do and what he is going to do. What DeCosta did say today was that they're close. They had discussions recently. They're excited. They're enthused about it. They understand the urgency of why they need to get this done before the deadline. DeCosta believes it can be done before the deadline. Guess what? I'm one of the people that like to protect the institution. I'm sorry to, I hate to be one of those ones y'all call like what the purple patrol or something like that. But I believe Eric DeCosta when he says, hey, he's going to work towards getting that deal done. I believe that they're going to do their best to get it done. And even if they don't, there's still opportunities to keep Lamar in house and let him go shop for the best deal and let five heads beat those one head of Eric DeCosta. That way DeCosta just says, okay, well, they came up with a pretty good deal. You know what? We'll match that. And it's a done deal, folks. I mean, you never know how it's going to pan out, but we'll see. Let's see who else is here. Big Reg in the building. Said what's good, everybody. Hope you like the setup. Let me know. Give me a comment of a fire emoji or something like that. You like the setup or whatever, or trash can or something like that. You don't like it or whatever. This is the setup. I'm going to try to go with this from now on. We'll see how it goes. If I like it, if I don't, then we'll go back to the regular basic desk. As you can tell, Cam Drew's not here tonight. He had something else to do. He might pop up. Who knows? All right, Delicious gave a fire emoji, man. I appreciate you. All right. Hey, before we even get started on tonight's show, actually, I'll answer that comment in just a second, Adit. Before we get started on tonight's show, there's somebody who needs your support. Somebody who's been down for Ravens Nation since 2014, and something tough happened with his YouTube channel. It's Engraven Vids. So, Engraven, I don't know if you know his story, but something happened with his job in the past to where this became his full-time gig. This is how he feeds his family. This is how he makes his living is by you guys through your love and support through YouTube and his Patreon. And well, recently YouTube came after him. They said something about what he did with his videos, something about reused material. Anyway, they slapped his hand, but they slapped it pretty big. They put him on a 30-day restriction. He appealed it. Or actually, they actually banned his entire channel from making money. He appealed that decision. He lost, and now he can't actually apply for monetization again until like mid-March. So if you actually watch Engraven's videos, they are he keeps us up to date. He really does. I mean, every time you hit that notification bell, he's going to give you something up to date that you hadn't heard of. It makes you go check Twitter. You're like, what? Let me go check Twitter. He gives you that type of update, and I think we owe him the kind of love of just and support. If you can support Engraven in some type of way, just jump on his channel, join his Patreon, because right now he's not be able to feed his family if he doesn't make money off the YouTube channel. So if you can show that type of love, I'm pretty sure he'll appreciate it. I'll definitely appreciate it. That's like a brother to me. And, I'm hopefully you guys can help him out as much as you show me love over here. So thank you so much. All right. So, yeah, definitely supporting Engraven. And back to the couch. He said the couch is fire. Hey, I appreciate it. Uh, Brooke says she made it. She late, but you know what? So is Cameron. All right, back to Adit. Adit says, I have this feeling Lamar Stein's extension on March 6th in the afternoon. You know what? That would be great. Right before the deadline of the franchise tag, depending on which one it is. So, like I said, there's been confusion about the franchise tag. I think I can explain it pretty well. And that explanation is, of course, you have the exclusive franchise tag. Just imagine, you got a girlfriend and you have locked it up. You put the engagement ring on there. You don't expect her to go shopping around to nobody else because she got the engagement ring on it. You lock that up. But then, of course, there's the non-exclusive. The non-exclusive is she gets to go around to Zelle. She gets to go around to all the different ring shops or like that with other dudes and seeing who wants to take her out on whatever date. But when they go shop for the ring and they buy a nice ring, you get an option to match that ring, that amount of that money for that ring, and then you can lock that girl back up. She don't go about messing around. She can't sign with them. She can't be with them, but she's with you. But you just got to match the nice ring that that they decided to go look for and they decided to want to try and purchase. But if she decided, oh, that's a nice ring, and because they thought of it first, I'm gonna go with them. Or if we say, hey, we're not matching that type of money, I ain't got that type of money, then she goes with them, and then they give us 2 first-round picks. I don't know what type of boyfriend's got just 2 first-round picks just hanging out in his pocket, but I'm just saying that's kind of what it's like. Look, exclusive, locked up, non-exclusive, they get to date around, get a match or get a deal, and then we get a chance to match it. If they can't match it, then 2 first-round picks come around. So I prefer Lamar to sign the non-exclusive, even though it's the cheaper one. He can still go around and get a contract that's like what he wants, and it's more people he gets to negotiate with. Versus the exclusive, you only get one deal offered from DeCosta, or one person to negotiate, and y'all go back and forth, and it could get a little stressful. But the Ravens could actually get more back in a trade if they decide to go non-exclusive, because then they control the trade decisions. Here we go. Brooke says she made it before him, so yeah, she did. Appreciate you, girl. All right. Brooke says, I don't think Lamar should sign anything from us but an extension. But it's the way that these things pan out is he's going to need to sign. And of course, if he does not sign before a certain time frame, then guess what? If they decide to play this hardball game, excuse me, not hardball, hardball game, then yes, they're in a, like, if he doesn't sign by a certain time frame, then of course there's another year accrued onto the contract. So he needs to sign something, at least as a placeholder, until he gets the regular extension. This is not saying, hey, this is the end all be all of a contract. This is just saying, hey, this is a placeholder to keep you in Baltimore at this particular time. She's saying no exclusive BS. Look at the benefits of an exclusive tag. I'm not saying that we should just go ahead and take that chance right out the bat, but I'm saying if all things are considered and Lamar is saying, hey, I'm not signing with y'all right now, let him have his exclusive tag. Let him go shop. Let him negotiate with multiple owners until one signs him to a deal that he likes. All Baltimore then has to do is say, oh, that's a pretty nice deal you got there. It'd be a shame if we just matched it. Boom. Match it. He's in the Ravens organization. He gets the money he wants. He gets to stay with the team he wants, and he gets the price he wants. So, and all they had to do was let him go work a deal out with somebody else. DeCosta actually just gets to sit back in the lounge chair and just watch the magic happen and sign the offer sheet. All right. So the D says, does a schism between Lamar and the PA more likely to push him to sign the next contract the Ravens offer him? Can't imagine Lamar going through either tag, the union breathing on his neck. Now, look, here's the thing about that daggone union. So unions, whether it be for McDonald's, whether it be for Home Depot, whether it be for the NFLPA, they can help you and they can hurt you. So I don't know if you ever walked into a McDonald's recently, and one thing you'll see in there, in most McDonald's, you'll see a kiosk. And the reason there's a kiosk is because there was a union fighting for multiple benefits, multiple technology upgrades, environment changes, work of life, quality of life, all those different things for those workers, and they won. They won. But probably 15% of those workers lost. What I'm saying is these unions, they are going after every single benefit, every single cap benefit you can imagine for these players. The problem with that is Ravens and other organizations are going to lose big because these NFLPA folks are trying to turn this into the NBA with guaranteed contracts. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. If I buy an Apple and after a couple of days that apple goes bad, but you charge me the value of an apple for an entire month, I'm still paying out an entire month even though I got a bad apple. I'm gonna kind of be a little hot about it. And plus, my mom's gonna look at me like, hey, I just mismanaged the monies. Just look at it like that, folks. Just take a minute, think about it that way for a minute. If your value is gone and I'm still paying top dollar for you after your value has tanked or you have shown me you got tons of injury history, but I'm not saying that's the case with Lamar, but what if later on he ends up showing he's got injury tendencies down the road and we have guaranteed a buttload of money for him? Now I can't put this money elsewhere. I can't cut my losses. There's no injury settlement. There's so many things as an owner of an organization they have to consider before they think about guaranteed money. Thank you, Cleveland. Idiots. All right. Brooks says just pay the man and let's get back to winning. Yes, there's going to be a determined price, a nice price tag that's going to pop up for them. But right now, we don't know. All right. Brooke, I don't know what's going on, man. Everybody, it's only got like 3 people in the room. If you can hit some people up on Facebook, tell them, hey, jump on in this joint, I appreciate it. All right, Brooke says the whole thing is just dragging on and on. Yes, it is getting annoying because it is constantly dragging. And while that is dragging, there's other things that we need to discuss, like today's discussion about Eric DeCosta and what he said about the wide receivers. That's the whole reason you're here, right? That's where a few of you are here. So the thing that DeCosta said today was that they were having a discussion about wide receivers because the wide receivers in the organization basically aren't good enough. His exact words weren't that, but his exact words, the words he mentioned was basically the Ravens have a wide receiver problem because if we didn't, we wouldn't be having this conversation or something along those lines to where they're not good enough. In fact, let me go ahead and read you the comments so as we got a little bit of time. Camera's not even here right now. And it's only 3 of y'all in the room, so I got time to do whatever I want to do. But let's see here. I retweeted. I did a lot of retweeting today. Okay. Eric DeCosta on the franchise's trouble with drafting wide receivers. If I had an answer, that'd probably mean I had some better wide receivers. That was a shot. That was a shot to Prochet, Wallace, Bateman, Duvernay. The whole wide receiver core as a whole just took a shot right there. It was some reality. I think it was more feedback than anything. Like, hey, you know what? These guys are not as good, and we wouldn't have this conversation if I had better wide receivers in the house. It's time to actually have some truth and actually to face the facts that the Baltimore Ravens wide receivers are just not that good. Yes, I fell in love with Prochet last year. Thought he was going to be some breakout kid. Things did not happen. Yes, Tylen Wallace is Cam Rue's number one. That's his guy. That's Cam Rue's guy right there. He's a huge fan of Tylen Wallace, and he got really defensive on Monday when we talked about him the other day. But the fact is, Baltimore's going to bring in a wide receiver target via the draft and one in via free agency, maybe more in free agency or maybe more in the draft. But somebody's going to get pushed out, and I believe the two that are going to get pushed out are Prochet and Wallace. I think Duvernay's safe, and I think Bateman's safe. But everybody else, it's fair game. They're probably going to bring clean house in those positions when it comes after third on the depth chart because they need to bring in some depth and they need to bring in a star for the top. Let's pay some bills, folks. So let's see. Delicious says, I love that he said we're going to keep drafting until we get it right. Yes, I am excited that he even mentioned that the first round has plenty of, he said 5 wide receivers that could go in the first round, which means Baltimore is looking for a wide receiver in the first round. Big Reg, don't have a heart attack. We are on the same page for once. We need that guy. We need that dog in the first round. He said he should learn how to draft first. Y'all so cold blooded to this guy, man. Give him a break. He got us Rashad Bateman. He got Hollywood Brown. Hollywood didn't want to be here, and so Hollywood left. Yes, he had 6 drops. I get it. 6 drops in the Detroit game. Y'all clown this dude, but he was a speedster and he was helping Lamar out a good bit. But he he was one of the ones that helped draft Hollywood Brown. He brings in Rashad Bateman. There was 2 solid picks. Was it Ozzie wasn't drafting first round wide receivers, year after year. That wasn't happening first round. It just wasn't going to happen like that. But DeCosta comes in and recognizes, hey, this needs to change. There are things that need to change in this organization as far as how we handle the draft. He's taking swings. Give him a break. The only thing I wish he had did was trade everything we had and went up and got Jamar Chase. In fact, I was over here tweeting Lacey over saying, hey, can you whisper in your husband's ear tonight, Jamar Chase, every night until the draft? And she obviously didn't do it because, look what happened. He's in Cincinnati. It's okay. It's cool, Lacey. Fine. Do what you do. All right, here we go. Brooks says Bate is just injury prone. They don't use Dube right, and something's wrong with Prochet. I'm gonna go ahead and let that ride. I'm a little hurt. There's a lot of truth in there. It'll be all right. Big Red says Prochet buns. I lost all faith in him. Y'all quit going for my boy like this. I'm about to cut through this camera, man. Y'all got me all emotional. Yes, Prochet was. Things happen. Gee. It's a great day to be great. All right, says I wouldn't be surprised if we moved off Duvernay to save money. We can trade him, sign 1, draft 2 wide receivers. It's a smart idea. I'd like to do an entire segment on that. That'd be awesome, delicious. So I gave high. I don't know what you saying, bro. I gave high. All right, so some solutions that we could look at as far as wide receiver. I looked up a few, and based on what Baltimore's build is going to be, I don't really know what that is right now because we have offensive coordinator who has a history of producing 1,500-yard wide receivers. But that build comes in one of the guys that's in the very, very, very top of the round, and that is Quentin Johnson. So Quentin is like 6'4", absolute just prototypical dog type wide receiver. The guy's 6'4", 215 pounds. Dude's got solid routes. He's got good size, good speed. Good downfield vision. He's got a physical body downfield when it comes to getting position for the ball. This dude's playing basketball down the field, basically. And he can be an X factor on the Ravens. He can be that guy that gets those 1,500 yards, but Baltimore would have to do something to get around to moving up the top of the board to get this guy. Because, he looks like he's going to be probably the first wide receiver going off the board. I'm not sure. Everybody keeps talking about the jam, but I can't really tell you what the jam looks like in college because most people just don't jam in college. They usually they playing that 5 to 10 yards off. They should run up on an Alabama corner. So anywho, so that's just one of them. Deet is talking about one of the guys that I'm going to mention here in a minute. And Brooke said she gave these guys a chance, but then, she gave Prochet a chance, but he kept screwing up. Okay, we get it. It's cool. I'm going to cry tonight, because I was so wrong. I was so wrong, I actually had to buy Lunch Break Hot Take 2 large or 2X shirts or whatever for the with the new logo on it. So that they'll be seeing they're probably wearing some of the newest merch that we got when it comes in. Of course, I'll be rocking it too, but they actually get it for free. Good times. Anyway, Adit says Zay Flower from Boston College got interest from SEC schools for transferring. He's still stuck with Boston College. I like him first. Jalen Hyatt is also a good burner option. So let me tell you about Jalen Hyatt. Every time I look at his tape, I only see one thing. It's the one thing he's good at, and it's the one route. Because he's just fast. He's just fast. He runs those top 3 routes to the top of the tree. He runs that post. He runs that fly. And he runs that corner. Dude is a absolute burner. But where's the rest of his routes? They say he's in and out of his breaks, but I need to see the full route tree. I need to see more of what he does. Maybe I need to go back and watch some more tape, but I just see a guy who's a full-on burner. He's great at it, but what's going to happen when they stop taking that? When they take the top and just put the top back on the defense and have guys sitting 30, 40 yards off the ball? What are they going to do then? What are people going to do then about Jalen Hyatt? How is he actually going to create that separation? Says he's got soft hands. He can work his way back to the ball. Speed is his thing. He needs to work on route running. Just needs to see, but I need to see more of that tree. And Draft Network says this guy's Will Fuller. Hopefully not injury field Will Fuller, but he is Will Fuller. Dude's 6'0", 6 feet even, 175 pounds out of Tennessee. So that's just one of the guys worth talking about. Let's see. Delicious says it's a few X receivers in this draft. We probably can get the late Cedric Wilson, AT, Perry, Xavier Hutchinson, and Jonathan Mingo. Mingo played no miss. Yep. Same school as DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown. Now, Mingo actually reminds me of A.J. Brown. He's got a similar build. Dude's like 225 pounds, and he catches balls like a full-on dog. He's aggressive after the catch. Got a great stiff arm. I guess he came off of a broken foot injury recently. I think that was what I had in my notes. Yeah, he broke his foot in 2021. He's got some one-handed snags that are fire on tape. And like I said, he's got a nice stiff arm, but built just like A.J. Brown. Wouldn't mind having a guy like that in Baltimore. 6'2", 225 pounds. It's a lot of cornbread, folks. All right. But the guy I really like, I'm hoping his draft stock goes up after the combine or something. I don't know. Maybe after a pro day. Or maybe just people viewing more tape and having a better opinion of this guy. Parker Washington. Parker Washington out of Penn State. This dude is 5'10", 207 pounds. This dude's got soft hands. He's got good yards after the catch. I mean, my goodness. He's tough as nails after the catch. Dangerous in the open field. The guy can climb the ladder. He is not scared to go up and climb that ladder at 5'10", 207 pounds. He's got a nice aggressive catches on tape. Solid frame, folks. Like I said, 207 pounds at 5'10". Yeah, he's built like a full-on running back at wide receiver. I mean, honestly, I keep looking at him. I see comparisons, and I know this is a huge comparison, but Jamar Chase, just like the similar build of Jamar Chase. He's not injury prone, but he did have a season-ending injury in 2022. I'll have to go look up that later to see what it was. Let's see. Delicious says he has Zay Flowers over Hyatt. I have Zay Flowers over Hyatt as well. I think Hyatt falls a little bit further down the board because, like I said, I think he's a one-trick pony. I'm going to go look at some more tape. Of course, I ain't had that much time, but I'm going to go look at some tape and see what Hyatt is. I think Zay Flowers is a lot more polished. And look at his Twitter pictures. It's funny. It reminds me of like what DK Metcalf was doing. You know, like a little mini DK. You know, bulking up. The boy went up he had to go up, look like about 12 pounds is what he looked like before the combine. So I guess he went from like 172 to about 186, so about 14 pounds is what he gained. And it looks good on him. It don't just look like water. That look like muscle. All right. Delicious says, right, I would have taken a chance on Mingo. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think Mingo, let me go back to Mingo's notes. Marvin Mims, where did I put Mingo? Oh, yeah, Jonathan Mingo. Like I said, he's built like A.J. Brown, one-handed snags. Like I said, 6'2", 225. Yeah, I think we're going to write his notes on him. Definitely would like to do some more studying on Mingo because, yeah, that dude definitely looks like he belongs in Baltimore. Maybe we can get a couple of these guys, hopefully. Because there's, I think, over 13 decent guys that you can pick up. Eric DeCosta said there's 5 first round, but it looks like second and third round, these guys can slide through and be stars for the Ravens. Yeah. Parker is solid. Like I said, I hope people take a second look at Parker, or maybe don't take a second look and let Eric DeCosta take that second look and then go pick him up in later rounds and let him compete in Baltimore and show everybody what's up. Yes, Tank Dell is another one. I like he's extremely explosive, and he's real shifty. Yeah, I think Tank Dell is an exceptional burner. I can't wait to see what team he goes to. It's going to be exciting. Look there. Baltimore needs a certain build of wide receiver, and it looks like there's a lot of burners in this class. And Lamar needs somebody to throw the deep ball to. I mean, you saw that we picked up Deshaun Jackson for a reason. It's because Baltimore needed that burner, just not a burner with a hamstring issue all the time. I need somebody that can actually get down the field and be consistently on the field for the Ravens catching the deep ball. So that this guy Dell would work, Zay Flowers would work, Hyatt would work. Pretty much all of those shifty burners that need a sandwich, even though Zay Flowers ate the sandwich, the rest of them is what we're looking for. All right, so another guy, we're looking at Raheem Jarrett. Do we want to lose another Maryland guy, another Maryland star? Because, I mean, Stephon Diggs, the guy in Carolina. Do we really want to lose another Maryland guy to the rest of the league, and then they just completely light the rest of the world up? This guy's 6 foot even, 200 pounds. He's a slot guy. He's got good speed. Separation is it's there. I mean, it's not too great, but he's not afraid to put his body out there on the line. This dude will sacrifice his body for the ball. Like I said, but does Baltimore really want to miss out on another star Maryland wide receiver? It's something that they really need to consider. Just think about it. Go look back at the tapes. Let me know what you think with this guy. All right, next is Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims out of Oklahoma. So he's got a guy that's 5'11", 177 pounds. Another dude who needs a little bit more of a sandwich, maybe half a sandwich to, maybe the full sandwich. He could totally gain some weight. Got some acrobatic catches here. This is a yard after catch guy. Nice speedster. He's got good punt return skills. Still needs that sandwich. Let's get these guys. Let's get these guys fed. Somebody take them down to a soul food restaurant down in the South. Let them eat the whole pot of gumbo, please, the whole pot, because these guys are about as light as all get out. Sitting there at 172, 167. Yeah, they need to eat. All right. Marvin Mims. Now, here's the thing. Just like I said with the whole Maryland thing, does Baltimore want to take another chance on an Oklahoma receiver again? I mean, we had Hollywood Brown comes out of there, same thing. Needed a sandwich, was a burner, did all right. Had some drops here and there, but I think he was a solid wide receiver in my opinion. That's just me. Maybe I have that Hollywood bias, like I had the Prochet bias, but I feel like, hey, Baltimore got a first rounder for this guy for a reason. We paid a first rounder for him. We got a first rounder backs, but I think that they got Hollywood. Hollywood did his thing. And he's gonna flourish next year. As much as we hate on him or whatever, he's gonna do just fine in Arizona. But we need somebody to replace that type of production. Do we go back to the well in Oklahoma again? I mean, we did it before with Mark Clayton, and Mark Clayton did okay here. He did better in other places, which was weird, right? He goes over to St. Louis and ends up being the number 1 wide receiver there, easy, but was like number 3 here. Good times. So maybe Baltimore goes back to the well again with Oklahoma. I don't know. And you know how Baltimore is with Oklahoma guys in general, whether it be Oklahoma State or just Oklahoma. We had a lot of guys come through here like that. All right. So we got Alicia says, I like Raheem and Demons. Yeah, I like Raheem. Demons, I don't know. You say you like Mims too? Yep. Okay. There's the Cedric Tillman. I think I don't know if y'all mentioned that one earlier. I think it was with a plethora of players you were mentioning. 6'3", 215 pounds. I mean, this guy can go up and get it. He can trap the deep ball pretty well, but you need to see a little bit more physicality. Last thing we need is another Miles Boykin coming into Baltimore. So I'm going to go ahead and nix that one and say absolutely not. You know what? You ain't learn how to be a dog in college. Don't come to the NFL trying to learn how to be a dog. Learn in college, please, and then you can come to the Ravens. We need that dog before we call your name at the podium. All right, then, of course, there's Zay Flowers. I believe we talked about him plenty already, 5'10", 186. Like I said, mini DK, got some good separation. He's a good Z, or Z, get a good Z or good Y. He's twitchy as all get out, good burner. He's short, shifty, good slot guy, great in open field. And like I said, he ate the sandwich. We'll move forward. Josh Downs. I don't know if y'all think about Josh Downs. He's 5'10", he's 171 pounds. Let's go with this. He's pretty athletic, run some smart routes. He was Sam Howell's number one wide receiver. Sam is about to be a starting quarterback, and it's because of the fact of him showing off certain tape with this guy here. So, I mean, to have Sam Howell's number one wide receiver last season to play for us, I think that's pretty solid. He played football, basketball, and track. So this guy is versatile. He put his body through different things and shocked it to where it can, when you do different things like that, like playing basketball, playing football, playing track, you're putting your body through different things. Excuse me just 1 second. I'm gonna do the thing Cameron doesn't like me doing. Get a soda. Yeah, hang tight. Like I said, I can't just sneak to the refrigerator when nobody's looking right now. All right, let's see if Cameron actually hit me back. All right, we're here. All right, so what did Delicious say? Delicious says EDC. EDC know it would be wild if he let Lamar lead. Yes, we'll get into it. I'll go back towards it, but once I get done with these other wide receivers, we'll go back into Lamar talk and everything that I believe, and we'll talk about what you believe. We'll just compare. We'll have a good time here. All right. Brooks says, well, where is Cam? Cam is taking a friend to the airport. That's all I can say about that. We'll see. I know I sent him the link, so we'll see if he pops up tonight or not. Because I know he had to be there at like 9:30. Yep. He had to be there at 9:30. He'll pop in. He'll be there. This dude, Andre the Losovus, is another guy with mine. 6'3", has really good speed. And I'm going to write that one down because I have not heard of this guy. I want to see who this is and watch some tape on this guy. Andre, is that two I's or is that two L's? Losovus. It's 6'3". Okay, I see you. All right, let's see here. Brooks said he's got excuses. Okay. All right, so we went through and we talked about a few of these guys. Like I said, the review, we went through Parker Washington, the guy that I really like. Jonathan Mingo, wouldn't mind seeing him. He actually reminds me of A.J. Brown. We got to Raheem Jarrett. Don't know if we want to miss out on another Raven. Marvin Mims, don't know if we want to go with another Oklahoma guy, but in the past it has proven decent. Cedric Tillman, I said absolutely not because he doesn't have that dog in him. Zay Flowers, I wouldn't mind having the Zay Flowers here. The guys, a lot of reviews are saying he has elite talent. Josh Downs, another guy with elite talent, great route running. Of course, all these these smaller wide receivers, they might have issues blocking with the team that just loves to run the ball. The next guy, so I'm going to tell you about this guy. So I'm sitting here watching James Prochet's Instagram feed on the weekends, on Saturdays most of the time. And every time I popped up on a Saturday when I was deployed to look at Instagram, I would see this guy on his feed constantly. It was a teammate of his, Rashee Rice, 6'2", 203 pounds. This dude is well balanced. That's what I kept seeing. Every time I see him, it was some type of highlight where he was either in the end zone or making phenomenal catches because he had 1,355 yards in 2022. This man had 10 touchdowns. I was like, man, this is a dog. He's tough. He won't go down easy. He was constantly on Prochet's Instagram, like I said. He climbs the ladder, and he has a dog in him, an absolute dog in him. And, I could say, hey, Prochet, was pretty solid, but Prochet didn't have the dog in him. He had attitude, and he was able to make catches during practice, that were phenomenal, but it just didn't translate to the games. This guy, I think he can make those catches, and they can translate to the game. Let's see here. Delicious says, I might have misspelled his name wrong. Okay, I got to figure out what his name. So it's 1L. So 1L. Okay, my bad. And said I've grown to like JSN. I'm getting there. it was about to be next. Brooke says she just wants Hopkins. and Lamar. Won't ask for anything else. I will. If you bring Hopkins here, you're still going to need that guy that's going to bring the top up of the take the top up off the defense. Where is the stretch the guy field? Stretch the field guy. Stretch the guy field. Pause. Sorry. Anywho, says he kind of reminds me of CD Lamb. You talking about which one was that? Is that Zay? You talking about Zay reminds you of CD Lamb? Who reminds you of CD? Oh, you talking Rasheed Rice. Rasheed Rice does remind me of CD Lamb because he's not crazy fast, but he can get the job done. He's physical and he can rule the middle of the field. So I'm thinking, Rasheed Rice, CD Lamb, pretty good comparison. You like it, I love it. All right, yes, definitely Rice. All right, so now, of course, on that front page are those people that we all know about it. We've heard about these guys, or maybe we watched a couple YouTube highlight videos on, or it's been all over ESPN, NFL Network, all these different things. But you got your Jackson Smith-Njigba. They've been talking about this guy since last year's draft. I mean, honestly, he has been that much of a highlight name to talk about in the airways because he's just elite when it comes to finding holes in the defense. This dude can track the ball very well down the field. He's a fluid wide receiver who can dominate the middle of the field. He's a yak monster. This guy just gets busy at the line. When I mean get busy at the line, like if you go watch Devontae Adams, Devontae has tape to where he is doing a jump step, which it used to be frowned upon whenever you were trying to teach wide receivers how to run routes. But Devontae's jump step is just, it really throws off the corners. It throws the hips off. Next thing you know, Devontae is he's by them. He beats separation the best out of anybody in the league. I think Devontae Adams has the best ability to create that separation because of his first step. I think JSN has that ability as well. So, like I said, just a fluid wide receiver, can dominate the middle. I mean, this is a guy that Baltimore would love to have there. If he's sitting there at 22, they don't pull the trigger, I think they're crazy. If they go corner, I think they're crazy. They go offensive lineman, they don't lost their daggone mind. They need to go JSN at 22 or trade the pick and then see if he's still there. Because you know how Baltimore likes to trade in picks. They want all the picks they can get. And this year we only got 5. So I'm hoping maybe some compensatory picks. Something comes along the lines to where Baltimore can get something. Just don't trade Lamar, please. I don't want to throw furniture around here. I like my room. I don't want to destroy this room. But you know what? They trade Lamar. We're going to have some furniture moving going on up in here. All right, next guy, Jordan Addison out of USC. This dude's 6 foot even, 175 pounds, runs about a 4.51 unofficial. Of course, we'll find out what the official is this weekend. He's got good speed, good balance, and his routes are so crispy. I watched the tape on this guy. Of course, I'm not a USC fan, never been a USC fan, but this is a guy that I would not mind having him in Baltimore. I just don't know where he would go in the first round. Let's pay some bills. Brooks says, we like to press our luck and lose a pick. Yes, we do. But it's just trading things around and trying to figure out the best way to pick up more picks. That's Eric DeCosta's formula. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. And yes, we have lost out on some things, but we picked up some pretty good players along the way as well. All right, it's our intended pick. All right, so we talked about JSN. We talked about Jordan Addison. And then I think we mentioned Quentin Johnson. Like I said, solid route running, speed, size, downfield vision, physical body and guy, downfield position, and can be an X factor on the Ravens. Says he got issues beating the press. At least that's according to my notes. Like I said, when it comes to the press, you never really know what the person's capable of until they get to the NFL and they run into that guy who can do the press. Because you look at guys like Sammy Watkins. Sammy was all the talk of the town when he was in Clemson. One of the twitchiest, fastest players to come out, just are great route runners, all that. I mean, they said he had the whole complete package until he ran up on he ran up on Prince Amukamara. And Prince Amukamara ushered him to the sideline like it was church. He was just like, come on, buddy, this way. ushered him to the sideline and just kind of let you know, like, hey, he's human. And then it was like a welcome to the NFL moment. Sammy could not beat that press like that. He still had the speed, but he couldn't beat the press like talking about, which is why he went to multiple teams, because he wasn't the full package wide receiver. He was okay. He's a good 2, but he's not a 1. Only time he was a 1 is when he was with Tyrod Taylor in Buffalo. It still wasn't magnificent. It was all right, but it wasn't magnificent. All right. Delicious says, at first, I wasn't hot on JSN because he mainly plays slots and not that fast. So he's good at everything. And it's hard not to like him. I agree. I think this is one of those ones where Baltimore takes the swing at the fence. And if we wrong, then let's all be wrong together. But I think JSN is that guy for Baltimore right now. I think he is the one that and I hate to say this, Brooke, but this is the one where we ignore Nuke. And this is the one where we go ahead and go after a top quality wide receiver and then go catch a burner later. We go get a burner, let's say third round, fourth round, something like that. But we go after JSN, we get the burner, and we just leave Nuke out there. That way it don't cost us too much money. We catch a guy who's a full route runner, runs the route tree, got more shelf life, not injured all the time. This could be the guy for the Baltimore Ravens for the future. And if we pick him first, I'm going to be pumped. All right. D says, I wouldn't draft Quentin Johnson. Big 12 has little defense, and he was MIA against Georgia. So you're saying he won't show up in big games, and he could possibly get just canceled out during games, apparently. And you know how I am. If you ain't got that dog in you in college, you don't come to the Ravens trying to develop it. That was what was frustrating about Miles Boykin. I was a big fan of Miles Boykin. But Miles just would not get aggressive. And it was showing during that daggone Washington game where he had opportunities to create that separation, but he just could not. He just got pushed. He got ushered to the sideline. He just wasn't physical enough. Couldn't come back to the ball. Wasn't physical in the air. Wouldn't climb the ladder. It was like having just a friendly giant out there on the field. All right. So we have gone about 47 minutes. Usually I can go longer because Camru usually takes up a good bit of time. That's my guy. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about Lamar. Today, it sounded positive. It sounded real positive. It sounds like a deal is going to get done. It sounds like the Ravens can get this deal done as long as Lamar and Eric DeCosta continue to discuss the contract, not the NFLPA. The NFLPA is looking out for everybody in the entire league, and they're not just looking out for Lamar. They want the most guaranteed money that they can possibly get out of an organization. What's going to happen is they're going to keep bugging for that. They're going to ruin the relationship between the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson because they're trying to fight for a guaranteed contract that'll set a precedent across the entire NFL. It's going to suck because what's going to happen is DeCosta and Bashotti are going to have enough. They're going to say, you know what? Go test the market. Lamar's not going to get guaranteed money out there on the entire market. Unless it's going to be Chicago Bears. Go to the Bears. You going to win anything with the Bears? It's the Bears. The Bears. Anyway, but he's going to go out there. He's not going to get the money he wants. And the relationship is already going to be ruined with Lamar because Lamar probably is going to listen to the NFLPA and they're going to say demand a trade. And then it's basically going to be, we're going to be hot as a Ravens nation, but it's going to be because the NFLPA had their 2 cents in it instead of Lamar saying, hey, look, this is a pretty good deal. I should probably go ahead and sign this deal. And then they go forward. We have a beautiful marriage, and we hooked up for about 5 years. It'd be great. All right, we'll go back and pay some bills right quick. All right, Brooks says, tell Cam I'm taking this spot. Well, I asked you a long time ago, would you like to be on the show because you got that witty personality? I told you, like, come on, we'll have you on the show. You said you didn't have the bandwidth, so I don't know. You need to come on. We'd like to have you on the show. You know, if anybody wants to come on the show sometime, y'all let us know. Y'all been loyal fans. You deserve to be in here just as well. Said NFL. So I wish the NFL gets rid of the cap. Now, of course, if the NFL does get rid of the cap, that, I mean, it's a little different because, I mean, basketball, you only got to pay a few players. So, NFL, you got to pay so many players, and you got teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars that doesn't have a significant fan base, and their owner might be hurting significantly. And I think that's the reason that the cap is there, is because some franchises cannot afford to be franchised. I mean, imagine back in like 2006 when tickets for the St. Louis Rams were going for like $23 a ticket. That was regular season. Imagine them only getting $23 on a seat, and then there's no cap, and they're trying to sign players and trying to compete with other franchises, and they got to come out their pockets big time when some of the owners didn't have. Maybe they might be going into the negative, but going into the red. Let's say going into the red a bit. It's hard. It's hard to compete. That's why that cap is there. All right, Big Red says, wait, there's a co-host opening. There is a temporary guest feature on the Couch Writer Raven. To where if you want to come on the show and talk football, you're more than welcome. Oh my gosh, you're funny. All right. Brooks says they better sign him because I bet they put all these positive posts about them being all in our heads and then ends up leaving. I'm gonna be pissed. Yes, there was so much positivity today. Like they were really, really saying that Lamar and them were on the same page. Their conversations. I was pumped. I was feeling like all in the feels. I'm like, this is totally gonna happen. This is gonna happen. I'm feeling great right now. And if they break my heart, I'm pretty much going to it's gonna be some furniture moving up in here. Let's see. It said if. Okay, I'm not sure what that if is about, but she said, "Nah, Cam is fired. You can't fire Cam Rue. Cam Rue's that dude, man. Like he was the first one who popped into the room when I sent the invitation out initially, and then we just happened to hit it off, and Cam Rue ended up being a great co-host. So I'm still excited to have Cam Rue on the show. Let's see. All right, so we are sitting at 52 minutes already. Cameron would probably be really mad if I didn't tell y'all like who made tonight's graphic. Not Cameron, my son. Cameron made tonight's graphic. If you look at the thumbnail for this show, he made that graphic. Let me see if I actually have it over here. Let's see. I don't think I uploaded it as a photo. Give me just a second here. Because he really worked hard on it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy his love, give him his flowers. And it might take a second. Yep, there it is. All right, so this is today's graphic. It came from my son, Cameron. He's very interested in taking the job full-time for creating graphics for the show. I'm all for it, but of course, it keeps him up a little bit past his bedtime if he does it consistently, but we'll do what we can. We want to take care of this guy. Also, he's got this necklace business. Brooke, he's got your necklace made, but I told him he needed to add it just like a couple more links because he looks like he's trying to turn these things into chokers for everybody. So, we got your address. As soon as he finished adding the extra loops, we'll go ahead and send that off. But if you want to donate to Cameron, then you can do so. Oh, there was a Cash App sitting at the top of the screen. There it is. Yeah, if you're looking to donate to Cameron, then feel free. You can either put something in the super chat or you can follow the Cash App there. All these proceeds just go to this dude's Pokemon habits or his new business. So just keep that in mind. And see here, folks said, great job, Cameron. And Fire, he did his thing. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for showing the love to my son. And Brooke says, can't wait. Yeah, she would definitely. When you get that necklace, I think you're gonna like it. He came up with a new design just for you. It's something original. That's one thing about him. He's very creative. So, like I said, if anybody wants to donate, usually either do the super chats or do the Cash App. Like I said, all proceeds will go to my son, Camru. But speaking of donations, I remind you, same thing I reminded you at the beginning. There's opportunity to support Engraven Vids. The dude is like the number one Ravens YouTuber out there. He had some violation with YouTube. They decided to come for him, and he's basically not getting paid his normal check for an entire month. If y'all want to know how much that is, probably ask him. If I had to guess, I think the dude just lost $5,000. That's just me. I'm just saying. Like I think he is that kind of like serious YouTube. But he's gonna need all the help and support he can get. So you can jump on his channel, just show him some love. Jump on his Patreon, because that's how he eats. That's how he support his family. Me, I'm in the Air Force. I mean, Air Force kind of got me, and the Lord got me. The Lord look out for me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, I make my money through that. This is fun. Don't get me wrong. If you want to donate, cool. But and like I say, engraving is really this is how he eats. So if you can find a way, find it in your heart to support this guy to keep him going through the next month, because that's when he gets to apply for monetization again. And then if that doesn't work, he's probably just going to move over to another channel, build his full on kingdom back up again, and we'll show him that support any way that we can. All right. Brooke says that's insane. That's what I'm saying. Like when you build this thing right, and you got a lot of people following you, yeah, they're gonna follow you, and you'll be able to make basically a full living off of YouTube, right? It's just there's certain rules you got to follow. And if you don't follow into the T, YouTube will come for your neck. And so that's why I don't show too many highlights on here. I might show some pictures, but you won't see me showing highlights unless they might be backwards. So the algorithm doesn't catch the video on there or the repeated material. So just keep that in mind. If you are starting your own channels, just make sure you're following those guidelines, because it will hit you over the top of the head when you get one of those little strikes that go against you, or if they just completely snatch your monetization away altogether. Yeah, YouTube is wild. And as far like Facebook comes for your neck. No, Brooke, no, hold up. Don't be playing victim. Don't be playing victim. I seen them comments you be making over there. Oh my gosh, girl. There's a reason Facebook come for you. However, like Facebook has been real sensitive lately. Every time I say I want to punch somebody in the throat, I get like a ban or something like that. So, yeah, I could see why that you catch a little flack, but I do know that some of that is real smoke you be throwing out. So you don't do nothing. You don't do. Oh my gosh! All right, folks. So we sitting at about an hour. I appreciate y'all coming through. Like I said, if y'all looking to do this on a regular with me, please make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. If you're on Facebook, please go ahead and hop over to YouTube and join the show. If you're on Twitter, please hop over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We need you. We're trying to build to 2,000, whatever. Road to 2,000 is here. And today, as of today, we have crossed the threshold, one more threshold. We made it to, I'm going to edit this right quick. Thanks to you, we made it to 1,160 subscriptions. We made it. We made it, folks. It's because of each of you. So we're going to continue to build on the way to 1,200 right now. That's the small goal, and then we'll continue to build until we can get all the way to 3,000. So tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your friends about this show, and we'll continue to have a good time. Yeah, let me know what type of topics you want. You can go ahead and jump on the Couch Rider Ravens, Twitter. If you jump on the Twitter and put the topics in there, or if you hop on We Are the Ravens Facebook, We Are the Ravensflock Facebook, then you can put the topics in Brooks' Facebook page, and we'll go ahead and bring those up and make those the next topics of the show. Let's see. So Facebook be getting jammed up all the time. Sometimes people just stupid and need to be told. Get your life together, girl. Yes, it is a celebration. But yes, so like I said, if you hop on the We Are the Ravens Facebook page, you hop on Couch Rider Raven on Twitter, if you hop on JLock Pro on is that Twitter or Instagram, any of those, and you just instant message me or just pop it into my feed as far as what type of topic you want to see, what you want to talk about, we'll bring it up on the next show. Yeah, hit me up, and of course, we'll have a good time. Ho ho ho! Check it out, my boy. It's a Browns fan, but this guy was my deployment best roommate ever. Richmond over here, Michael Richmond. That's my guy. I appreciate us being able to spend that time together, man. I miss you, bro. You were the best roommate ever, and you were a Browns fan, but it's all good. We had good times, man. So I'm hoping you and the family are doing well. Shout out to you and the fam, and like I said, I hope to see you again. Maybe I'll take a trip over to Ohio or something. I'm wearing all purple when I come, just so you know. But that's about the end of the show, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. Thanks for all the love you've shown me throughout the last couple of years. We will be here for football season, guaranteed. The Air Force cannot send me away 2 years in a row. Guaranteed we'll be here this year, and we're going to have a good time during football season. Thanks for tuning in to the home of Original Sports Perspective, from our couch to yours. Much love to every one of y'all, man. Peace out.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though.